Hello, my name is Mary Juliana. Welcome to my channel. Today, let's talk about how to overcome phobia, how to overcome the fear, and how to make it work best for you, even when you know deep down you're scared. You know, there are a lot of stories on social media about Middle East countries, Middle East encounters, people who have suffered, people who have died, and they're all over. So, when you first come here, uh, it's obvious, it's automatical that you will be scared, you will be having that fear. You don't know what will happen because you took that risk. So it's 50-50. You might come out alive, or maybe something bad might happen to you in the Middle East. Okay, but I want to tell you that Middle East are best countries, and only if you know how to abide by the rules, only if you know how to respect the people's cultures, and only if you focus on whatever brought you to that country, you will come out of here alive and safe. Okay, and you'll have a testimony. Abide by the rules, follow their rules, respect their cultures, know what brought you in that country. All right, and then know the safety measures, because you might follow the rules, you might respect their cultures, but you might fall in hands of a bad boss. Okay, a bad employer. You should know what to do in case you find yourself in trouble. All right, so the first impression, the first encounter, the first day you step in that house, how you behave, how you carry yourself along will determine your stay, will determine how you stay in that house, will determine how you will be treated in that house. If you came to that house and you started doing certain things, you were told to do something and that thing is not correct, and you did it, just continue doing it, because if you stop, you will have trouble. Okay, you will find yourself in trouble. For example, if you came in that house and you started sleeping with the baby, these Arab women, majority, like 70%, when they give birth to newborns, they give the baby to the housemaid. Okay, so it's the housemaid that takes full responsibility of that baby, even at night. So she will be sleeping in her room and you're sleeping with the baby in your room, a two weeks old baby. Okay, if you have babies, you know how that is difficult. You know how small babies behave at night. You know how they don't sleep. You have to stay awake all the night, and maybe you have to stay awake all the night, and tomorrow you are working, so you don't have time to rest. So if you came here and accepted that, just continue. God will bless you. That baby will grow and it will be okay. Okay, but if you are new here, or you have not traveled and you're planning to travel, if you are told to take responsibility of that baby, do that during the day. During the night, tell your boss that you can't do that. Okay, let her take care of the baby at night, at least so that you can have some sleep and work during the day. Okay, you should learn to say no when something is bad. You should not accept everything. The moment you say yes, you cannot go back and say no. All right, so you should learn to say no to some things, and that no should be firm no. Okay, and I don't mean that you should stop working. Okay, you should just know that this is right and this is wrong. For example, if you have to take care of the baby at night and work during the day, you will automatically have no time to rest. Okay, so you better say no. Some people here are working, they're taking care of the baby at night. During the day they are still working, so they have very minimal time to rest. Okay, another aspect here is these people that eat leftovers. 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 Most of these Arab people, they will serve all the food on the dish. Okay, and put them in the sitting room. They eat as a family and you wait. Okay, whatever they have left, whatever they were unable to finish, they will give it to the housemaid. The moment you eat for the first time, the first day you'll be given that food and you eat, believe me, for the rest of your stay in that country, you will be eating leftovers. They will be cooking, they serve everything, they go to the table, they eat, and they bring whatever they have left for you to eat. And most of them, they eat using hands, they don't use spoons. That's their tradition. Okay, so if you feel disgusted, you should refuse from day one. Like, I'm not eating leftovers. You can cook indomie, cook something. and eat. Okay? But if you eat from day one, if you are eating already, please just continue, because you cannot go back. You cannot start saying that you don't want to eat after you have been eating for several times. Okay? So just continue if you are eating. And if they try to scare you, sometimes they will be abusing you. They'll be abusing you, and if you try to complain, they want to scare you and tell you that we'll take you back to the country, we'll do this and this. Just stand firm and say, okay, Kenya is your country. Allow to be taken back to your country. Don't look desperate. Okay? Don't look desperate if they tell you they'll take you back to your country. It's your home. Allow them to take you back to your country and go to another country. Or come back and go to another house. Or let them take you to the office. Don't look very desperate. Don't you make these Arab people know that you are coming from a very poor background that cannot afford anything. Even if deep down you know that you are coming from a very poor background, that should be your secret. These Arab people, they are just like other people in Kenya, in all over the world. When people know that you are coming from a very poor background, they treat you differently in most cases. But I'm not saying all of them, okay? We have some nice people, okay? But if you show them you're coming from a very poor background that cannot afford anything, you are very desperate, that is how they will treat you. Like someone who is coming from very poor background, that someone who is supposed to eat leftovers, okay? So this, what brought you here is work. Some of us are educated, we've gone to school, okay? But they don't know that. They think that because we are working as housemaids, we don't have anything, what they see on social media, some African cultures, they don't put on clothes. They assume we are all like that. Okay, so your first presentation determines how you will stay in that house. Learn to say no to things that are not on your contract. Learn to say no to things that are abusive, okay? Tell them to take you back to the office when you're very serious. My friend was working here, and sometimes back ago, she traveled. She's in Kenya right now. And she worked for 3 months without salary. 3 good months. You have family back at home. They are depending on you. You have kids, maybe you are paying school fees, and you're working for 3 months without salary. Learn to say no. The first month should end. You're not paid. You should not complete the second month without salary. Yes, you can strike. Say you cannot work without salary. Okay? But this, you should plan for it very well, because these people, they react differently. So, okay, this is what my friend did. She cooked some chapatis, stored them somewhere. Like, she knew this will serve her for at least 3 days, okay? Because she doesn't know how they will react if she tells them that she doesn't want to work because she has not been paid for 3 months, okay? 3 months you're working for somebody and that person is not paying you. Can you imagine? And maybe that person is working somewhere else. He is being paid to run his errands, okay? So yours have stopped and you're still working. You should strike. Call your office. Tell them that you're not being paid. And if they don't take responsibility, maybe you should strike, okay? Stop working. Don't work when you're not being paid, okay? And if your boss reacts in a bad way, like maybe you're not working, obviously maybe they will not give you food because you're not working. You should have prepared. You should keep something in your room so that if they don't give you food, you can go to your room and eat, okay? Should have something in store at least that will serve you for 3 days. When you see that they are not giving you salary after you have striked maybe for 3 days, then know that that one is a bad one. You should be thinking of getting out of that house, because now you might work for 2 years without salary, all right? That, you have to be very bold to make that decision. If you are scared, if you are afraid, they will scare you and tell you, please go and work, and you'll get scared and you will go and work, and you will work for 2 years without salary. If your office is bad one that cannot intervene, okay, you have to save yourself. Another group of girls are those girls that come here and they are new. And you see these Arab people, most of them, they cook and they serve all the food on the dish and put them on the table. They eat and serve you leftovers. Sometimes it might not be, they might eat and finish the food, okay? So you'll be here crying, calling your mom, they have not given me food for 3 days. As long as they have not stopped you from cooking, if they serve everything, go to the kitchen, look for something edible, prepare it. Boil that rice. Eat that rice. Look for bread if there is bread in that kitchen. Eat that bread. Make some tea and eat with bread. Don't let yourself sleep on empty stomach, because you cannot work without eating. Okay? Go to the kitchen and make something that you can eat. If they stop you from cooking and they have not given you food, now that is where you have to take action. Now maybe think of going out or calling your office or something like that. But if they have not told you not to cook and they serve everything, go to the kitchen, look for something that you can prepare and eat. Don't be a crybaby there crying. These people, 70% of them, they cook and they serve everything, and they will bring you leftovers to eat. So if you cannot eat leftovers from day one, you should say I cannot eat leftovers. For me, when I was given leftovers the first day, I told them no. In Christian, we don't eat leftovers. By the way, leftovers in Kenya, we give them to the dogs. We don't eat leftovers in Kenya. If you want to give somebody something, you just pick it when it's fresh and give them. If you don't want, just eat them. Okay? Let them eat something else. Not that you eat with your hands. What is remaining on the plate, that is what you're giving them. No, I felt disgusted, by the way. That day, the first day they gave me leftovers, I did not eat. I slept on empty stomach because I was very angry. I felt like they looked down on me. How can they give me leftovers? Like, I'm sitting here, they're eating, they know I'm in that house. I'm one of their household members, right? They're eating everything, and whatever will be left, that is what they want to give to me. So I said, no, I cannot eat. I was new here. I was only maybe 3 days. So I said, no, I cannot eat leftovers. So I didn't eat that day. I slept hungry. The following day, when they wanted to give me leftovers, I made endomie, and so they stopped. Now, before they serve everything, take it to the table, they serve a little for Mary, and the rest they can go and eat. The leftovers they can put in the dustbin, because I cannot eat leftovers, okay? So cook. If there is something they have not given you food, go in the kitchen and cook. Don't stay there hungry, because even if you call your mother cannot board the plane and come here and save you, okay? Just cook. Unless they have told you not to cook, then you can look for option B, maybe an alternative of getting out of that house. What else do I want to tell you? There is this group of girls that don't have Saudi number line. Please, it's very important. If you don't have Saudi number line, tell your boss to purchase it for you. Let it be deducted from your salary. It's okay. It's only 20 riyal. If it's expensive, it should be 50 riyal. You should have Saudi number line. You should have Saudi SIM card. If you are in Saudi, or if you are in Qatar, you should have Qatar SIM card. It's very important for communication. Maybe someday your boss might be angry and disconnect the Wi-Fi. You will not be able to communicate. But if you have that Saudi number, we will call you and find out what's the problem, why you're not communicating your whereabouts. By the way, if you are new here, it's very easy to convince your boss to buy you a Saudi SIM card if you're new. Or maybe if you're planning to come, you should know this. When you come, tell him, like, there is no Wi-Fi in Kenya, so you should have that Saudi number so that you call your people. By the way, good bosses, they will even buy you credit at the end of the month so that you can communicate to your people. Tell them there is no Wi-Fi in Kenya, so you should have that Saudi number to call your people. It's very important, because you see, when you have that Saudi number, someone in Kenya can just call you directly. It's cheaper as compared to when you have Kenyan number. Like, Kenyan number, they should buy you credit, themselves should have credits before they call you. Like, it's very expensive, but if you have Saudi SIM card, maybe someone in Kenya can just buy 100 shillings credit, and they will call you directly without any problem. And us who are here in Saudi, we can just call you for free if you have that Saudi SIM card. Even if it doesn't have credit, just make sure you have that SIM card. It's very important. If you don't have, look for ways of convincing your boss to buy you. I think this should be emphasized by the agencies. Let your girls have those numbers. The day they land here, they should be given those numbers, those SIM card, I mean. It's very important for communication. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. I'll drop another video in 2 days. Thank you for watching.